Hi, Michelle. How are you?
I'm here.
I'm Leo.
Hi, Leo. You're not JD Tan Jaminars?
Some people show me some mango today. They don't realize that Jamaican mango we we don't want to see no Asian mango. We don't want to see no mango will look like a Haiti mango. We don't want to see no mango look like a Barbadian mango. We don't want to see no Neesberry look like a Florida Neesberry and this thing. But why is it that people can't get it? So we don't want to see anything there. It has to be
mango.
Jamaican. It has to be Jamaican mango.
And everybody fortunate side gets there in Jamaica.
People.
It's on your background.
Michelle got a few mangoes, and Michelle shared her picture of her mangoes. And here, bad man Leo cussing her out about her mangoes, them being Haitian mango. Because him couldn't get none our Naseberry from out of Florida. Bad man.
Yes, from Florida.
We know a Florida Neesberry in there, you know.
Oh, you know, say Florida Neesberry.
Florida Neesberry. Don't show because we know them good.
I can eat them regular.
I think we're on gallery. Are we on gallery? We need to put we are on speaker and we need to put it on gallery.
No, we are on gallery. You need to put whatever gadget you're watching on because we are already in gallery.
So it might be my gadget.
Yeah, like look on Facebook.
Your problem is your instrument.
Okay, all right.
Oh, yeah, take a trip to Jamaica so often, Leo. You're relocating?
I hope not.
From your background, you can't tell Jamaica house.
In that Jamaica house. In that Jamaica house. Company. VM Heslop says good night, everyone. Good night, VM. How are you? How was the weather today?
Oh my God, today was brutal.
Was it really very hot? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, it's like 80-something degrees.
Yes, it was. There's this heat that is just sitting there. The humidity is dense at best. It is. I just keep waiting and yearning for a shower of rain, for something to just open up and rain, but it not happen. Did you get any rain at all?
No, nothing. It was so brutal. But like on Saturday, we had a thunderstorm out of nowhere. Sunday night, it rained a little, but nothing yesterday, nothing today. So it's just dry, extremely hot, miserable. So I can imagine Jamaica.
Humidity, man. It's humid. And then we're struggling with the Sahara dust. What a name? That dust thing that just sit down over the place and make everything dark. And then we're struggling with the Sahara dust. What a name? That just sit down over the place and make everything. Yes, it's Leo.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get onto YouTube so I can at least see the people who attack back to us, you know, because everybody always ignore the people on YouTube. So I just want to get on to make sure that they're
You're
not
bad mind, sir. You're terrible. Demakar says good. Oh, go ahead, Mish.
Okay, Demakar said good night. Michael Tomlinson said night, folks. Lawton said good evening.
I know that name, Michael Tomlinson.
He used to be on pretty often, but he hasn't been on for a little while, or he hasn't commented in a while. So, hi, Michael. What happened to you?
Yeah, Noreen said good night, everyone. Joy said Jamaicans. Love. Oh my God, did you hear about what happened to the poor children in Texas?
Oh gosh, that was just so sad.
14.
It's going up. We reached 18 now.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's still going.
The mad people all over the world, don't?
Yeah, so sad. I mean, and they're so young, because this one is just 18. The one
shoot up 10 in New York last week. That was
and he was young too. Like,
guys, you guys need some gun control. You need to be verifying people's background. You need more regulation of guns and stuff in America. There is just
tell the people in Texas.
Huh?
Tell the people in Texas.
No, well, Texas for starters, because they may are gun toting, gun loving, gun whatever people. But generally, America really needs to revisit their policies about gun permits and these things. It's crazy. 18 or 10 or 1 is just too many. 1 is too many, much more 10 or now 14 or 18. It's sad.
Yeah, but it kind of shows, like, it kind of extreme because in Buffalo, where that one happened, they have the strictest gun laws, basically, with a lot of restriction. So he was able to do that. So he targeted that town.
In
But
Texas?
No, not Texas, the one in Buffalo.
New York.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
They have the more stricter gun laws. So that's why the guy targeted there. But in Texas,
so they have strict gun laws that prohibit. Where did that guy come from? Did he come from Buffalo?
I'm not sure, but I know that's why
he came from elsewhere.
Area. Yeah, so they couldn't protect themselves. But then you have Texas, where a lot of people, but it was a school.
But these are children. How these innocent little babies are protecting themselves? Everybody ever go walk with gun on their hip like 2-gun kid?
They usually have officers, but I don't know. Just sad. I don't know. It make you wonder and worry about having children in schools. I don't know.
It's not even just having children in school, but just having children yourself going to the mall. Where are you going to go in peace? Supermarket. Look at the basic things in life: food and education. And both of them within the past 4 weeks have been shut up and raided. Deprived of their freedom.
What I'm aligning with is the parents of students that they sent off to school this morning, and hoping that they and expecting, not hoping, but expecting them to come back home.
Yeah,
that's a horrible feeling, to know that you are sending your child to school, the most safe place on earth for children. It's where they have the highest safety record for kids, safety from outside people, influences, safety from everything. They have the best security system. They have just the fact that teachers are always present. It's just the illusion that it's the safest place on earth. So parents have no problem leaving their homes in the morning and dropping their kids off because they know that they're coming back home.
Yeah.
And if you think about it right now, those parents not having their children come back home from school, it's a horrible feeling. It's a horrible, horrible, horrible thing. They did not say goodbye to their kids. They did not, because they didn't expect this to happen. They did not give them the last love, the last day. They never expected this to happen. This is the last thing that they expected on earth to happen. I remember bringing my kids to, I'm sorry, but I remember dropping off my son and my daughter at school. I never thought, not even for a minute, that something like that could happen. You don't think about those things, because the natural thing is you drop them at school and they come back home. That's it.
Mm-hmm. The most that can happen is that then cut them foot pan sardine can out the road, and then somebody can go to hospital.
We don't have sardine in America. We don't have sardine in America.
Well, Leo, we have to find something to laugh about, because it is. I understand what you have said clearly. They just a routine drop off of a child at school with the routine expectation that this child is safe until you get back to pick that child up, or until the child gets dropped off again by the school bus at home or at some place that you pick them up on. And then to have a reality, a stark reality, that your child is dead, not at the hospital, not injured, not in a fight, and somebody called you to the principal's office because they picked near and somebody has fight, but that the child, the innocent child, has been murdered because there is some gun law that make it so easy for people, anybody in your country, to get a gun legally. It's bad enough in Jamaica.
So
Yeah, but
can
you
you think of,
can't only blame the guns. You have to look at what's going on with
can
these
you, yes, sorry.
mentality. Now, so you
Yeah.
have to look also like not only who the gun, but the what's going on with the mental capacity of these people. Like, why are they doing it? Like, this is a boy shot his grandmother. Like, what's going on? Because he literally shot his grandmother before he entered the school. So what was going on to see, you know, how they could intervene? Because you have guns, yes, but guns not really shoot. I like people who actually take these actions. So there are things that needs to be taken into consideration in regards to guns and the people who are having access to them. So that's just
You
funny.
know,
But let me read some comments.
the one thing that America will not change is the freedom for gun
Yeah, it will never change.
that will never change. It's like it's a constitutional right.
All right.
All right. And so, you know, the other thing that I want you guys to think about for a minute is every mother who has a child going to school develop a routine every morning. They know what time they're going to wake up the child. They know what time they're going to start putting the eggs in the pot and to butter the bread and to put it in the pan, in the lunch pan, and they know what time the bus is coming or what time they have to leave the house to get. What if this mother has just one child? That routine just is going to bother her for the rest of her life. That routine
but
is going
regardless, it's not just a routine, it's her whole life is shattered. Whether or not she has 1 or 20 children, whether or not she gave birth to them or she adopted them, whether or not they are her children or the husband picnic or some cousin that them want to pretend says not for them picnic, so them give it to she to keep. Whatever is the story behind her mothering that child, the story is shattered.
What I'm actually saying is that just waking up in the morning is going to be a problem for her. Going to bed at night is going to be a problem because the child.
Yeah. What I'm saying, just being is going to be a problem. And I'm not sure that I agree with both of you that it is a constitutional privilege.
It is so.
No,
yes,
not privilege,
and that
right.
no, I agree that much, but not that it can be changed. Not
Didn't
that we
say
can
Now
add
the change the constitution. They'll make amendments, but they'll never
right.
change it.
But why can't we have you guys have the amendment to address this? Have we not had sufficient instances of this rampant murder, loss of innocent life?
Listen, a 200 mass murder happened already for the start of the year. 200. Because after Buffalo, there's another one at a church in California. Nobody did anything. They don't care. Babies have died. The one in Sandy Hook was like 6-year-olds, right? 20 of them. We thought they would have made that change. They didn't. The last one in Fort Lauderdale area, how many high school children? We thought they would have done something. To them, it's not an issue to address.
It's not a gun problem.
Yeah,
it's a person problem.
Yeah, people like people. So that is what they need to address. The people who are getting
and they're going to make that case. Yeah, they're going to make that case all day long. It's not a gun problem. You can own as much high-powered firearm as possible. That's not a gun problem. That's what they're going to say. What the problem is who owns it and who's using it. That's what it is.
Yeah,
right. So why can't we have more verification or make it the process a little harder for them to get it?
No, they won't do that.
Some states have tried. Some states have, like they look at the but even in some areas too, if you get into certain crimes, they do remove your gun. Say for instance, if you have a DUI or something, they're gonna remove your gun from you. So they have things in the laws. But they need to do more. If you have a mental breakdown, if they break a you, meaning if they think you're a danger.
Not all states. It's not a common policy. There's some who implement it, and
they can't make it common.
Don't care how you mad, you still go and get your gun.
They can't make it common because of federal law.
Yes, Leo, but it can be adjusted. They can amend it. Sufficient people.
That's not something that we can.
They have too many stakeholders with.
But it can be amended. Are you saying to me that it cannot be amended, or
not
that
in our lifetime?
But can it not be amended?
Not in our lifetime.
Order, Philip says, "What about an executive order?" That person would be out of a job right then.
I remember somebody comments.
Someone who writes an executive order. Good night, Philip Demetrius. a president who writes an executive order to
they could overturn it. The next president will.
That's not going to happen. That person is going to be either dead or come out of office immediately. That's
yeah, and they go overturned by the
when
next.
them just about to leave office anyway. Read the comments.
Yeah, read comments. Because look what Trump did when he went in. He overdid everything that was done by. It don't make no sense. Just say good night, all. Joy said, I just don't know anyone. Noreen said, not only Texas. Judge Browning said, sounds like a hate crime. I read an article that said 90% of the students are non-white. The child was a Spanish child. Joyce said, boy, we every day. Marlene said, 18 now. Beverly Brown said, church to Dr. Diana, we are not safe anywhere. Erica said, 18 children dead now, so the system totally failed our children. This is horrible and heartbreaking. Noreen said, Dr. Diana, I agree with you. We need better gun control here in the US. Marlene said, reach out to Jamaicans at home who lost their children to such violence. All lives matter. Joyce said, they don't care. They don't want to help, and they got money to send weapons to other countries and won't help home. Joy said, yeah, people kill people. Omelda said, look in your backyard, look what happened in Jamaica. Erica said, they need to address the gun and people problem. Also, gun control in one state does not help in the other state. Exactly. Because every state have their own gun laws. Because exactly like if I have a gun for Florida, if I have my license for Florida, I can't travel to other state with my gun. They lock me up. So every state have their own thing, but there's nothing federal. I don't think it will ever change. Too much money.
Here's the argument about gun ownership. The argument behind gun ownership is that, listen, I have to protect myself against all enemy, foreign or domestic. And the only way for me, being probably the most powerful country in the world, right? People are coming at you, whether it's outside or inside. And so, most persons who own gun want the protection that if anybody shows up at their door, they want to protect themselves. And so you can't take the gun out of somebody and who think that I have my right to own my gun. It's not gonna happen. I don't believe that's not even a conversation, to be honest with you. It's like, to me, that's like getting rid of the Constitution. That ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen.
It does stop me from saying that it would be quite a dangerous action, and it ought to be something that should be looked at and ways formulated as to how to do it. I want to respond to two things that that two persons commented. Marlene Douglas Jones has said that we are to reach out to Jamaicans at home who lost their family in such violence, and that all life matters. It doesn't prohibit us, Marlene, from recognizing in the US that there is a problem. We're speaking not just for locals here in Jamaica, but for people in the diaspora, and we're mindful of it, and we see what's happening and we're commenting on it. So it's not that we're ignoring people who have lost their families, who have lost their children in violent situations, not for a fleeting moment. Nor I want Omelda, who says that we're to look in our backyard and look what's happening in Jamaica. We're not ignoring that either, but this is something that happened today, and I think as Jamaicans, mindful as we are of others, caring as we are of the well-being of other people, we have to comment on it. That is what we do on this conversation, but we're not overlooking.
Yeah, and the thing with it though is that in Jamaica, to be fair and honest, we're not going to worry about somebody walking into a school and killing 20 students. We're not going to worry about somebody walking in a supermarket, but it's more likely to happen in the US. So I guess that's just human concern. Jamaica, yeah. But Carl said it's a political issue. It keeps them in power. They're all a bunch of coward old men who want to decide dice in power. Texas just abolished every law that prevented Texas from owning guns. I wonder how many of these parents supported the NRA. Sounds uncaring, but it's the reality. Joyce said, as humans. I think the NRA went under, right, Leo? They went bankrupt, right?
We went under. NRA is the most powerful organization in the US.
They lost a lot of funding, I think, in the last couple of years.
Well, they lose
that did not do to them.
So they go under. I think because they were being sued.
When it comes to gun ownership, they are the most powerful organization in the world.
Lobby group.
Yeah, I think they were being sued though. by a lot of
them
families.
all day long. Once you're in
And that's
business,
why they go under
let me tell you
bankruptcy.
something. No, that lawsuit is a
No, me I tell
business.
us they go under. Let me find the article, NRA.
No,
No,
man,
NRA can go under.
don't
They
believe that
might
kind of
have
thing.
withdrawn from one and
That
two
ain't gonna happen.
organizations or support.
They
Go
know
under.
what they have, and I'm sure they have insurance. And even if the insurance get higher, them still anybody who sue them just settle out of court and whatever it is. Like, they can't. That's like again another organization that's not gonna go anywhere. Believe me, it ain't gonna go nowhere at all.
NRA and NRA and taxes here
Listen,
forever.
most of the politicians in Congress and in Senate, they are owners of guns.
Mhm.
They believe in protecting themselves, and as they should. And if they don't own guns, them bodyguards own guns right around them all day long. It is just a part of the American psyche. Yeah, that gun is important to protect oneself and one's family from all manner of evil, internally or externally. So,
Oh yeah, I was looking for that thing about the NRA. Carl said
yeah,
there were issues with their.
remember.
Oh, Carl said there were issues with their leader, but the NRA is just as powerful. You know, something happened with the NRA.
Here's how me think. When
Leo thinks.
I'm telling you, when pandemic hit, and we didn't know what the hell was hitting us, right? In March, April, May, when May come and the whole America dark. You know what I start think?
What?
I start to think that because one time
NRA shut down the country.
All meat was off of the shelf. Toilet tissue was off of the shelf. A lot of commodities were off of the shelf. And so, it means that there's going to be rationing. It means that there are going to be not enough of these things that we need on our daily tables and in our daily homes. And there's going to become a time, if this uncertainty of that pandemic continued, there's going to be a time when people are going to show up at your door and say, listen, man, me know say you have tissue in your house. Me want some. I started thinking about that. Me want the tissue. Or me want your food. Yeah, me know you have something in the fridge. Give me your food. And if I don't open the door, boom, 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 then I should shoot it down. I have to protect myself because them have idiots out there just like that. Believe me, I thought about it. And I started to think about gun ownership in this time.
Why not own one gun?
Guns were gone off the roof.
Why not own one gun?
I do, but I don't. I put it up.
That is your right. It's your right.
It's my right to own it, of course. But I owned it because I had a business that required me to have it. I no longer have the business.
I don't care who own it or who don't own it. I say that them need to have better regulation of the ownership, so that I don't have to feel threatened or overwhelmed at the possibility that I go to supermarket, somebody go and just willy-nilly shoot me. I go to the movies watching a show, somebody willy-nilly just stay up in a one hotel room and blah, 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 blah. There must be some other way.
Sharon, what's to say good night, everybody. The NRA filed for bankruptcy in New York. That's just the New York chapter. There are 49 other states that have NRA.
Yeah, they have money, but I know something was going on with them. Judge said the bankruptcy request was denied.
Okay.
Noreen says the NRA 23rd convention will be held in 72 hours. Carl Anderson, Obi, no, Carl Anderson said, what just over a year ago, remember? And Philip said the power lies within the voters who are electing these folks who are just representing themselves. Noreen, correction, I meant the NRA convention 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, in the 1970s, the government in America released a communique about the war on drugs, right? What was my point? War on drugs. I get old. I get old. But what happened is it caused the police departments to start stacking up on high-powered weapons. No, the more fight them wanna people, you know. The more arrest them other people. But when you see police officers come out in a war gear to fight them, it became a big, horrible thing that here's a police force that they think that they have to be in major harm and with anti air weapons and all that and tankers and all that something there, right? That's them come out to us with. And Obama in 2015 changed that. He said he doesn't want the federal government to be sending weapons to the police department. And he did an executive order to ban the sale of these high-powered equipment to police departments across the country. You know what? It lasted only two years, because as soon as Trump came in, he completely repealed it, and then that's it again.
Yeah, because regular citizens have worse going down what them would have buy, because they have bazooka, they have tanker, all sorts of something, bombs to blow people.
But I still don't see the rationale for them to have it. You see them using it, they're going to call out the army. The police not ever going to use that kind of weaponry on civilians.
They use it as a deterrent.
They're going to call out the federals, the army and all of the other reserves to come and treat with it. But you know, guys, we sympathize with our colleagues, our friends, families, just human beings affected by this onslaught of him.
Guns don't go to prison, by the way. Guns don't go to prison. The people them go to prison, right? People. We need to find a way out to, and it's hard because someone who seem natural and normal, right? Quiet and conservative, could be the person that. And it could be the person who noisy and thing and just get free one day and just go to shoot them. You never know who is going to do it. An 18-year-old, him don't know nothing about 18-year-old and know nothing about Sandy Hook. But him still have the thought that you need to do it. Where them get all in the thoughts there?
But the guy from Buffalo was very detailed in his thoughts and where he got his what. We don't know why this one did it, but we know why that one from Buffalo did it.
And him dead, right? Nobody.
They shot the one, yeah. They just shoot him dead. Joy Banks said corruption. VM said they will shoot you while driving on the road. You are safe nowhere. Carr said, I would never own a gun, have no reason to. It's too lethal and unforgiving. Why would any citizen want assault weapons? Joy said parents have a lot of influence on their children too. Carr said, Leo, the war on drugs was a racial thing, only to silence Black men and women. How many are still in jail for life for selling half-pound of weed? Well, they're reforming the laws and releasing those people, which is great.
They have not reformed the drugs law. Because
a lot of them are being released.
Weed, you got if less than quarter pound of weed, you got jail for 5 years.
No, but no, they're changing. I'm saying like a lot of people were locked up back then. They are released. The federal government still have it. Yeah.
So how much weed? 5 pounds of weed?
If you get a lot of time, like a baggy.
But I want to talk. We move off of the 14 kids and talk about gun.
You know, my own recollection was that Leo who diverted and took us all the way off into that when we were just simply wanting to offer our condolences or deepest.
You seem so innocent. Oh my God, you seem so innocent.
But we're going to go back.
Convincing the people then.
We are going to go back to the Jamaican issues and we're going to look at local contractual.
Oh my gosh. You know, I would not want to sit in front of you in court. I would not.
That would be your greatest, you know, I'd be good for you. I'd be your great attorney for you. You know, once it across from Michelle, you're dead.
Oh man, I said talk about before you move on. Did you see that clip that I said?
But we wanted to look at an article where the local contractors.
No, we don't hear you. We don't hear you. We don't hear you. Say it again. Say it again.
No, I was saying before we move on, did you see that clip on Dion Miller's show?
Why am I not hearing Michelle?
You're not hearing me?
What clip?
Dr. Taylor not hear me.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you now.
Okay, did you see the clip? Like she had this principal on. I sent it in the chat.
Yes.
They asked that the child had a guard ring on.
Yes, and the principal take it.
Yes, and the father was like, come there crying that the mother's planning to kill the little girl. So she had to wear the ring, the guard ring. So he told the father that he could put the guard on the watch.
Yes. I saw it. That was funny. I thought that was so funny. So, and I think it was somewhere in St. Catherine that the principal take the ring and said when the school term done, she can get back the ring. And she's like, no, she have to get it back.
Okay, so the thing is, obia is illegal. The practice of obia. The persons who go to the obia man can't get locked up, but the one who do the motion and the portion and the thing can be locked up, right?
So the practitioner gets locked up, but not the client.
Right. So the client, sorry, the principal has no right to take away the ring. If they,
he said it's not allowed in the school. You can't wear a ring. You can only wear a watch. That's
so it has nothing to do with.
No, nothing to do with the guard.
To do with the obia, right? It has just
no, it have nothing to do with it. But his solution, I think he ain't gonna say, don't worry about obia now work. But his solution was
right.
Put the guard
it works for some people. It works for some people. Once upon a time I used to bash obia or obia practitioners.
Michelle, my takeaway from the video was the principal endorsing the practice of this practitioner, in that he said, well, simply just take it back to the obia man and let him put the protection in the watch. Or was he humoring the man by telling him that?
Because she is upholding a belief. You can't.
It's a him. It's not a she. It's a him.
Or he. You can't deny someone their right to believe in anything. You can't deny people that right.
Yes. I can tell them that it don't exist. If that was in my school, I would tell them, say that is rubbish. I say, and worse, if it's a Catholic school, I would say, you in a Catholic institution and need protection. Shame on you.
Well, as long as there is, and I'm going to put this on the table and then I can take me on, all right? As long as there is God and there is the spirit and the belief in God, there is also the belief in Satan and the obia that work along with Satan, if that's what it is. And so, some people will, if you believe in spirits, whatever good spirit or bad spirit, you have to allow people the freedom to believe in what they want to believe. You can't change that at all.
I agree with you that certainly, and the Bible speaks of it, the different spirits, that they do exist, the good and the bad. But I don't agree with you that I am going to allow people to believe in corruption. I'm going to make all effort to make them see the light. Then what would be the point of my Christian duty? I'd be ignoring my responsibility as a believer in what is good if I allow people to just embrace it and say, well, all right, that's not my problem.
Allowing the person to believe in their own.
But I cannot allow them to go off blind. I can't do that.
Not blind. They're practicing what they believe in.
Yes, but Jesus Christ came to show us another way and to say, you don't have to believe that.
What if his Jesus is the devil? His Jesus is the devil.
Leo, we have to come out for the show here with you. What wrong with you? We just cross you.
What are you in a church every Sunday? Come on.
I tell you, you're going to take me on.
We're not even taking you on. We just pray for you.
Noreen said, what is a guard ring? It's a ring with a portion to protect you from evil.
It's not portion, it's portion.
Portion to protect you from evil.
Noreen, is a ring that somebody buy out a road and say to them, say, then bless it and the obia man put something in it. No, not tell her about
It could be a
portion.
popcorn ring for her, like
Exactly, it could have been a little ring when I no value, and the man just buy a couple of them from China, put them down, and say, yo, anybody need protection, a protection.
Like if Dad were my age, you know, when I was growing up, I mean, she older than me, but if Dad were my age, I'd probably get a popcorn and just a bag of popcorn and take the ring out and just, you know.
So did they have rings in the popcorn?
Oh, no, you didn't ask that question. You did not ask that question. I think you're just joking.
Okay.
Yeah, you're just joking.
I asked you the question. Did they litter? So did you know what ring was in the popcorn thing?
No, you don't know until you eat it too.
Like, you never answer that question.
You never have one yet, the little box.
No, but at Cracker Jack, we used to have some prizes in the Cracker Jack.
Not Cracker Jack. It's another one.
Respond to that.
Okay, Joy said, what? And laughing. Dana said, good evening, everyone. The guard ring is said to be a means of you protecting yourself from evil. It is in actuality a ring that you wear, was told.
I'm told.
No, I don't understand that. All right. So it couldn't be God that they're protecting from, that they're using as the layer of protection. So they're using the devil to protect against the devil.
Well, we don't know. We don't practice it.
No, well, I guess maybe can bring one, okay, but so illegal.
The is a way to protect. It's not religious. It's not biblical or you know, godlike.
We don't know.
Okay, Leo,
but we don't know. It might very well be that there's a church that they go to that believe in God, that believe in Christ, and figure that once they have blessed this, there is protection within it. There's nothing that says that it is the devil that they have cast their hopes and dreams on.
Yeah, but they said that somebody's trying to harm you, like the devil. But okay, Leo, like for you in Jamaica, could you interview a older man? You don't have to show his face.
In Jamaica, why are you telling me?
Leo, but you tell everybody say I come to Jamaica, so everybody knows must know.
Tell nobody so.
You did well in that Jamaica. You have function tomorrow.
Off camera, you're not for showing face. I ask him what is.
So we need to interview some. So we must send Leo.
Mary.
So me, Dana Davis Smith, President Catholic College. Read it again. Over the Oberman in my Catholic College of Mandeville shirt.
No, that's not how you say it. Sorry, that's not how you say it.
In my Catholic College of Mandeville shirt.
No. You have to say Kiarmiga Smaddy or Kiamiga man. You can't say Obia. That's almost illegal for you to do that.
Well, I withdraw Public Broadcasting Commission. I am not to no man, no woman, no barnyard, no barnyard, no yard.
Don't mention the barnyard because the barnyard and you have to say Kiarmiga. You know, like when they say I'm going to see a man about a fish or something like that, you know.
Okay, well, we not carry go see no man.
Okay.
Well, Leo, me we call one taxi for you. We have Uber out here.
That's don't have a driver either because it knows what we get to drive.
You better get one taxi without driver.
Noreen said, Leo, change the subject. Carl said, why are the Obeah men and women wealthy and live forever? Michael said, the Roman Catholic Church believes in exorcism. VM said, so true, Dr. Diana, you have to tell others of Christ.
Exactly.
All right. What was the topic? Simi Carrigo off track like Leo. What was the next topic?
Off track. Michael, I will take you on another night about what the Catholic Church believe in. Are you a Roman Catholic? That's all I'm going to ask you. You said what we're going to talk about never make no sense, I know. We were going to say that local contractors not benefited much from the building boom. So everybody see big house and big story and multi-story construction in the corporate area. That means Kingston and St. Andrew. Jamaican construction companies are not benefiting in any significant way from the present boom in the industry locally, as the major contracts are being awarded to overseas entities, especially from China, a local expert is arguing. That Mr. Stewart bemoaned the stagnation of local companies as the Chinese entities are being awarded the major contracts for both the government and the private sector. He maintains that local construction companies are at a disadvantage because of the concessions that the Chinese companies get or have already gotten.
So aren't they afraid that the Chinese government gonna put something in the building, and later on, if we go to war or so, then then control the building or something like that?
If they don't do it already.
Exactly.
And they have sleeper cells here.
What you say?
Sleeper cells, like when they say they have.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Because America, they're right when the corner from we, you can never say where these.
Wanna stop it just because people might get a little contract for build a little.
Well, why is it that they might get contract and few Jamaican contract? Are you saying that we, as Jamaican contractors, are too expensive and we are incompetent? Is that what it is? That why all of the contracts are going to external companies?
Well,
I don't think they're incompetent. I just think it's a cost thing, because with China being a producer of majority of their stuff, they could get the stuff cheaper and everything will cost a lot less, right, than if you hire a Jamaican contractor, right?
Well, for me, I am quite concerned. I don't agree. It's not a level playing field. And my position is that it's really not a level playing field. When the Chinese contractors come in and they get concession on the importation of equipment, and they get concessions and don't pay duties on certain importations, whereas when the local contractor have to buy that same piece of equipment, he has to pay all the duties to bring them in. After a particular period, the Chinese contractors can discard them, sell them, burn them, chop them up, do anything they want with the equipment, and do it all over again after a set number of a set period. The local contractor is not at liberty to do that. So the play field is not level. The international contractors can bring in people who then pay 2 pence, or them carry, because them have some other arrangement to carry these people in, and them take over the jobs from the local.
So they're bringing in material, they're bringing in equipment, spare parts, and everything in at lower cost than what a Jamaican could bring in.
Yes, and
so I can. All of those discounts allow them to operate at a lower cost, a much lower cost than a regular Jamaican.
Right. Also, you have to bear in mind that initially there was no law that permitted the construction of such 17, 12 bedroom apartments and townhouse complexes, apartment complexes rather. We were limited by a 3-story maximum. So if you look around Kingston, you would see all these 3-floor apartment complexes. Then whenever the laws was amended, the Chinese people come with their technology and then bloop, 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 17, 18, 16 floor, catch up in quarter-acre lot and all kind of things. So everything changed, the law changed, accommodate them, the density changes. The Jamaican contractor man built a 10-floor property on the same lot of land, then him never put in the basement, him get dragged all over to court about it.
That's what I was saying.
But isn't the Chinese come with another advantage too, competitive advantage, because most people hear about Jamaican contractors that them about 10 jobs doing one time, and they would take material from
they rob people money a lot.
No, but you know, and look here,
the job not get done,
especially for people from diaspora.
Well, let me tell you, you have contractor and you have contractors. Like everything else, you're going to have bad and you're going to have good people. There are good contractors. My ex-husband is a contractor. He's a quantity surveyor by profession, and he's a contractor. He's a good person, but he don't get paid. When he built a particular police station, he waited for years, not months, not weeks, years to get his payment. And this is the norm for the local contractors. They wait forever for government to give them the same money that them agree with, because some man who must assess this, come and assess it, change this, change that. And it's the same thing with the private sector. You bill for the private sector and they have to suck salt through wooden spoon to get their money when they do get it. So yes, they have to do multiple jobs at the same time in order to be able to meet their obligations to the bank houses, because the bank not going to sit down and wait on them. So, oh, all right, when government pay you, oh, when Mr. So-and-so pay you, we wait for you. So yes, yes, there are bad people. Who is at fault? The whole system. Give the local contractors the same concessions that you give the international contractors. Let them bring in equipment so them don't have to pay exorbitant rentals to survive, or them don't have to carry it in and sell them soul in order to get it. And give them the jobs and pay them on time.
So Diana, what would allow a Chinese contractor to come in and do more than one job each time? Right? Because I understand that we make them come in and do roads, right? But we never did we get into an agreement for them to come in and build buildings, because that's a totally different.
Oh, but thing. When they are able to tender, when a job goes out, remember it's a tender, and when they are able to tender at lower rates than I can tender on the same job, then them go and get it.
So here's one of our listeners. Jamaica better careful of materials coming in from China. Florida had a drywall issue during the construction boom in the 2004 and 2006, and those were Chinese. And they also had some problems with the plumbing, because once the plumbing have one problem, all of the house you have got to change out the entire plumbing of the house because they give them bad material. But I understand that, listener, but I don't know how to stop it. That's where I was going with, how does Jamaica just allow persons from foreign land to just come and tender on a project and outdo our own contractors? They're not giving us a chance to build our own business here.
Right. And then they will say to you that, oh, but there's an amendment which was made and a particular percentage is set aside of contracts are set aside for local practitioners. But if you set aside 20% out of 100% of the pie for small contractors or for local contractors, what is that in the real scheme of things? And also, even if you set aside that 20% and we're still not able to compete because we don't get the same concessions, we're not going to win the contracts. So they're not going to get it.
But I'm kind of confused though. That's just me thinking, because most of the buildings that I see being built are being built by Jamaican contractors. Like majority of the ones I see in Kingston. Like I know the roads, the major roads are mostly
you haven't
China.
seen. Have you seen the apartment complexes, the 8 floors and the 14 floors?
Yeah, I just saw some too.
And all
like
of those.
I actually just saw one that made no sense.
Particularly built by Chinese folks.
They are Chinese? Okay, I thought it was the Millwoods and all those building those big homes in.
They probably own it. Own it, but it's not the locals, not the contractors, on the majority of them.
But that I put on the government, because whatever you're supposed to protect.
Don't take my word for it. The local contractor, Carvel Stewart, it is what he is contending, not me. This is not my contention. When they're competing with the local companies for private works and now in different things, because they are using the same equipment that they bring into the island on concession to do these work. They can bid for these contracts lower because they are not bringing in equipment. He also lamented the level of concession that the Chinese companies are getting, as he believes that this is not beneficial to the country, but noted that they persisted under different administrations. So it's not new, but it just continues. Stewart has linked a level of criminality that the country is facing with the Chinese companies in the local market. He argued that the Chinese are bringing in unskilled workers as skilled personnel, and said in the process, they are taking away unskilled jobs in the industry. So
Jamaican government selling out the people. That's what this
but I think, but didn't that just say they're reforming the whole process now of how to bid So
of how to bid? Bidding is same way. Something go up for tender, you said you write out the bill of quantities on it, you send it in within your timeline, bidding not going to change, and the best man win. Is either you know somebody in there or your price is the lower.
Okay, that is true. Okay, some comments. VM said so true that I read that already. Carl said, could it be the Jamaican contractors are not as efficient, resulting in contracts not completed timely and costing much more than originally budgeted? But a lot of people always complain that the problem.
Let me tell you something.
Dee said, well, let me read some more.
I'm sorry.
Said, I am so sick and tired of our Jamaican government giving away everything to foreigners, from jobs to land. My goodness, man, wake up, Jamaica. Dee said people must do their research and get written contracts so they can take them to court if job not done. VM said, how many buildings in China look so good and in a second they blow down? Dee said, exactly, Leo, kiss me teeth.
But you know, if you go to China, their cities are well developed, are beautifully developed. I mean, I drove down one street, it's about 25 miles. And all I kept doing is looking up in the sky for 25 miles. Every building, brand spanking new, driving down the street, and they are built with the highest quality of materials and some oh my God.
Design.
It was really nice. It was really, really nice. About 25 miles of just buildings going up, and them look so nice. The architecture is, oh my God. And it reminds me, while we're talking here, is all the Jamaican contractors that I've dealt with over time, who would come in and you ask them the price of the thing, right? And I don't know if you guys have this experience. You ask them the price of doing the work, and I say, me take care of you, man. I mean, you know, no worry, don't be the lowest around town. Don't worry, man, me take care of you, that kind of thing. And when the job done, it's like they want to take your house and land.
Yeah.
People will have that experience when they don't retain a good contracting firm. Now, the proper process is, I am living in the States. I want to build a house in Jamaica. I must get what is called a bill of quantities so that I have an estimate of how much it is going to cost me for material and labor in the local market to construct 4,000 square foot of land, recognizing that is a split level because the land have two levels, and you don't assume there's a flat piece of land, so are you going to build on it? Factor all of those in. So when you go for a contractor to build, you already must know what your bill of quantity say. But people skip that.
Are you knocking out my point of view, Diana?
No, I'm just simply saying that there is a process.
Dr. Diana was married to a contractor, so she's familiar with the process. So she's assuming everybody's going to do that.
But that is the way to do it. People must get certified contractors or get a quantity surveyor to work with your contractor so that your contractor can give you a 649. Your quantity surveyor is going to say, no, this is the labor rate. This is the cost of how much square foot of cement to pour. This is how deep it needs to be. And they check all of those things and keep everybody in check.
Otamini says, how come Jamaican contractors are good for Cayman Islands, but not good for Jamaica? It's just like, Otamini, it's like, you know, when you're there at Jamaica and you're getting a patty line, you're actually not getting into a line for patties, right? You actually jump over each other to get to the patty, right? Or you bad man the person in front of you and thing, right?
Leah, which party have to line up for party? Nobody says so many people think say we have to line up for party out there. Only during COVID that we line up for party. People will only line up because there's COVID and only X number.
Then confirm, you would not believe I see a person in Jamaica. A bad man.
One thing I like with the contractor, then they're not like, when I do stuff in Jamaica, I do exactly what you do. You have to tell me exactly the cost of the material. We order it, you tell me how much it's gonna be. I pay you according to that. Don't come back to me with anything extra. We never agreed to it. Right. But the only thing I don't like with them, they're working on 10 different projects and they expect you to just wait till they finish the 10 project and everything. And I have to tell them, either you do it on time or you don't. But a lot of people don't have that patience, and you're over here, you know. And the thing is that, as you say,
material and go over to
get somebody else. But tell us to buy wood if you do the casting and take your wood.
I don't want to take no step with the contractor. Them, I know good contractors. I will not have it.
And they make it bad
I will
for
not have it.
So. And that's why sometimes they make it bad for themselves on how they conduct business. Because at least they could say with the Chinese, they tell you what they're doing, they get it done, you know, whatever you expect it.
But what they're saying is that they can get it done, Michelle, because they have concessions. They are not paying the rental. You know how much it is to rent a piece of equipment if you don't own it? And if you own it and it broke down and you have to fix it.
We understand, Diana. We understand the frustration there. And there has to be, it shouldn't be where Jamaica get 20% of the bids that are available. Rather, it should be the other way around.
I think there should be a priority. First refusal.
But
I
what
think Jamaica should have first refusal.
We have so much corruption going on in our midst with contractors and other things. We don't trust each other, and the prices are going up through the roof, and Jamaicans are charging a lot more. And so what happened is that the abundance of I was watching a little puppy the other day, right? He has like 6 little pups, and he got some food. The mother puppy got some food, right? And
so the mother is a puppy or the mother is a dog?
The mother is a dog. And the mother got some food, and you could see her waiting until the owner, walked away. And then she run up the fence with her other puppy and would let them in, right? Let all of them in and then go eat up everything that's there. What that means to me?
She's a very attentive mother.
Or let's say China or any other country that comes to the country. And,
me just a think about. Me can't let me change my shirt because Leonie want me wear orange like him. But continue. It just come to me. Like how? Why? Continue.
Oh, that mercy.
Anyway,
look like me need one gathering.
From one country coming here and do one job, right?
Yeah.
And them find that why we get the job easy and quick and that. Then him go and tell him friend them come back.
Yeah, well, China come.
We'll get a flood of all of these people from this country, this particular country. Right?
And Leo, there might be some merit to what you've said, because years ago, when Palmyra Hotel was being built in Montego Bay, I think he was the first set to bring in Chinese workers who they said were unskilled. They were in fact prisoners or something like that they take out and carry to build it.
That story. Yeah.
So I suppose them just catch them foot in the door and say, yo, run in. It's like you can, but Leo, sorry, why you never use the analogy that you go dance and you find a spot in the gate and you catch a gate and everybody run in and beat the gate.
And another thing that just came to me though, it's like, to me, Jamaican contractors, there's no consequence for anything that they do. Because as you see, exactly, as you see with the roads, that the one that Jamaican ones that do have these contracts and they dig up the road, there's nothing. It's like they get paid again to redo the same thing that they did. And I think with the Chinese, you have where you could get some reprieve if they mess up, but I don't think working with the Jamaican contractors, they get that value.
Yeah,
so they need to improve themselves.
I think we need some more information on Chinese involvement in contractual work in Jamaica. I don't know enough to give an honest opinion about what it is and how it is. And all I know is that if there are too many Chinese contractors, that it has to be minimized. It has to be stopped, because then it's, sugar gone, banana gone. I mean, we depend on tourism right now. We are a service country. We don't do anything in manufacturing, and the only thing will look like manufacturing is construction that we do. And if that's going away to foreigners, then we have nowhere to stand up. And so
we're in dire straits.
Huh?
We're in dire situation.
Yeah, we are. And so if that's happening, I need to know some more information about what,
how the contract is, like, why are they getting all these contracts?
Why are they getting, and Jamaicans
was there an agreement?
Speak about what we read, and the local news speaks about it. And there's been a series of complaints by the different Master Builders Association and all of these contracting groups who have consistently been voicing their concern increasingly over the years that they are not treated fairly. And I think the whole conversation came to the fore again following the Prime Minister's declaration at a groundbreaking ceremony for another foreign operation that they would have to import workers because there was not.
I didn't understand that part there at all. I don't know where the statistics come from on that, and why we have to import foreigners.
Yes, I said people know our word.
On that one.
But the thing is that, are the Chinese doing a good job compared to their Jamaica? Are they doing a good job where because usually they have to have clients, because not only the government hire them, you have other private individuals hiring these companies to build and do different projects. So is it also that they are doing a good job? They're providing the quality work that people need? Because if that is another thing too, no matter what they change a regulation, people go for what they want. If the contractors from Jamaica are not giving them what they needed and completing contracts on time, they, overcharging and other stuff.
Yeah.
So that's another factor.
I agree with that. And then they are not loyalists, as somebody said a while ago. The Chinese, I think, can't vote. So how is it that, because most times we tend to give these contracts to people who can make a difference.
Support the party. Yeah.
I don't get it. There's something there that's missing that we need to get some more information about.
Yes, so Carl said China has used more concrete in 20 years than America used in 100. This is facts, and they do have the technology in just about everything. China makes America look like a Silicon world country with its modern transportation, rail, and highway. That is true. These said, it's all about how much kickback they can get while they give outsiders a job. Carl said, remember, everything in Jamaica is political. A contract, get the contract to repave a street. He gets it because it's owed a favor. Therefore, no one cares about the end results.
Yeah, but we're not talking about those, because Jamaicans are not getting it. We're talking about the fact that Jamaicans are not getting those contracts. The Chinese are getting them.
Like, I don't know, but in North Chilani and the Chinese Mississippi Road are like local people, contractors who are
I don't get what you're saying. That doesn't make any sense, because
the contract to build the road them.
By Chinese.
All of
is by Chinese.
No, I'm not talking major highway 200.
By Chinese.
No, I'm not talking about the major highway. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not talking about the major highway that goes from Montego Bay to wherever. I'm talking about the other roads that are being built. Like you have Falmouth going to Wakefield, you have Drumley, D-side, all these other roads are local contractors.
But those are no big contracts. Those are no big contracts.
Well, the whole of the part, how much of that thing
that's the 20% that she's talking about. That's the 20% that she's talking about.
Still, but I mean, I say a local contractor get their road, they will dig up every minute when the rain fall. Carl said,
no, and don't say that because see the major highway down in Marcus Garvey Drive, every time when it rains is a big swimming pool. Anybody can tell you that. No Jamaican contractor built that. It was built by them exclusively. But you see, a lot of these, we're quick to say that the Jamaicans don't deliver the standard. That's not true. The Jamaican contractor delivers based on what he is being paid, based on what the expenses are, and based on all of the how much people him have to give money back to, and all of them kind of things. So let's not ignore it. Yes, them drop them standards as everybody does. It's not just us as contractors who drop standard, not just the Jamaicans.
But they are so passionate tonight. I want, you know, I up here.
Nobody not pay me.
True. I was contractor here.
Talking truth.
You know?
Carlene said we are importing foreign workers and we have so many university graduates.
Exactly, who are unemployed. Only saw the article about the nurses from a particular university who said that them don't have no work. That's a conversation for another night.
Yeah.
But that's quite interesting. What time we going to? We done?
Yeah, after 10
1
hour.
I mean, I just need some more information on that. I didn't.
All right, so we try and reach out to Carvel and see whether or not he'll be willing to come on the show and let us have a conversation, or somebody from the Jamaica Master Builders Association can come and talk to us. What are their challenges? Why don't they get the contracts?
But they're going to read. They're going to read. Let me tell you, those guys are just going to read what their rules are to us. But the rules that they read are not going to align with what is really happening. And
so who you want us to talk to then? Because if we don't talk to them, who we're going to talk to?
We're going to take the plans that they have. You know, I talk to enough Jamaicans, and I know that they take the plans that they have and say, we are doing this, but we're not doing it. Well, the reality of it is that most of the plans that they have are just there for formality, and they pull them out when they have to do an interview, or they pull them up when they have to talk to other countries and stuff. But the reality of it is the persons who are getting shifted or shafted are the people that I want to talk to. I would like a contractor who lost his business, and I want to know why he lost it.
But Carvel is a fine example. He lost his business because he could not compete.
That's who I want to talk to. I want to talk to him because I want to know what the process is that he was supposed to do, what he did, and how it affected him. I want to know that. That's
when we talk to the Master Builders Association. He's a former president. His name is Carvel Stewart. We've been quoting him the whole time in the paper.
If you're a friend with him, bring him come on the show because we want to know.
Carvel Stewart, if you're out there listening to us, as I'm sure you are, won't you please send us a note and say that you will come on? We'll be more than willing.
Also, you know what? We could have your ex-husband, who is a former contractor, who can come on and explain to us things.
Now, why would you put Diane? Why would you put Diane through that?
And that's fine with me. I just know that
Diane is going to just exit herself when he comes out. That you can't do that. We want
everybody has style.
Hey, I can't. You have to go quarrel and behave decent and sit up straight.
Oh gosh. Liam said Dr. Dan is always passionate about Jamaica. Erica said the buildings may look good, but cheap materials that won't last for years. Carl said, have a good night, Diana, Michelle, and Leo. Anita said,
you need to leave. We're here sitting down. I don't know where Carl, where you go do? I cannot do.
Anissa said maybe Jamaica don't have any specialists in building engineering, but only laborers. Also, our Jamaica contractor might not have the financial backing for these contracts.
Well, probably that could very well be true, that they don't have the level of financial, or it's not as affordable. Then we have to look at what is it costing the Chinese in terms of their funding of their projects. Can they afford to fund their projects before they get paid by whomever they're contracted to work for, versus a local contractor who is probably using an overdraft at a bank, or he's using a percentage deposit.
See, those are key information.
Those are things that they have to balance, and it's not a level playing field, because when the Chinese check can come in with their development bank funding from the Development Bank of China to fund their operation here in Jamaica, the local contractor has to go to a bank a real bank here in Jamaica, and have interest rates starting at 20 and 20% to fund an operation. And then after the operation is done, you don't get paid and you still have to continue to pay that interest. It is horrific at best.
I want to hear from Carvel.
I can hear from me too.
All right.
Yeah, and answer her other question, I don't think we lack a lot of good building engineer, because we do have a lot of great people.
Yes, we have one of the top building schools, UTech, which was cast in the early days, have a department of building that they have produced excellent engineering.
Very great.
And if you look around, Jamaicans are sought after experts in whatever they do. So you might have the one and two who not do a good job, and you might have the one and two are not contractors who but label themselves as a builder because them build one house on the hill and everybody say, "Boy, what the way house look nice." And so when auntie from England need a house to build, I say, "Yeah, me know Joe, man, Joe, no, they don't Joe build. Yeah, man, Joe a contractor. Joe told contractor, no qualification."
On another note, ladies and gentlemen, on another note.
Yes.
I was promised to go to a goat farm this week.
Ooh.
And I was told that anyone who comes onto the farm has to catch a goat. And Diana is coming with me, so I'll hold the camera for her.
But why doesn't Diana? You know, you look from country. You're not supposed to know.
I never tell nobody say me I go on a goat farm. Me not
so
catching no goat. Any goat me catch me, I eat it. Any goat me catch me, I carry in my car trunk back to my yard.
He said that anyone who comes on the farm has to catch a goat. And so since Diana and I going on, I'm going to be the cameraman.
Michelle, when you come into Jamaica, for you have to go catch a goat.
Me and I make all the plans behind my back. X me out.
Terrible. Me not going to. Me never promise nobody to go to no farm. Me never even know say Leo go goat farm. We know say Leo have 2 engagements for tomorrow, and me promise faithfully yes we go attend those functions because they're important from a college. So,
you know, my mother had a goat named Betty who breed, who breed a lot, right?
Nice.
So
you dropped 2 and 3 kid.
Yeah.
Nice.
But
that.
When Betty was supposed to be killed, my brother didn't want to kill it.
But me want to kill it either. Who kill it? Some man down the road.
Oh my God! So I'm gonna try to bring the video onto the farm so we can see what's going on.
Okay.
And I promised you some good clips.
I'm not going to catch any goat, people. Let me make it very clear. I am not running down no goat, catch no goat, lasso no goat. No. If they have a fish pond, I will drop a fish line and I will catch 2 fish.
I mean, I said, oh my God, Leah, who's going to catch a goat? Just is laughing.
Upon the own for anyone me catch goat, no say in a me car trunk and be a come on kill it. But if you name Betty, Mary, Jane, or John, me going to kill it and put in a my freezer.
Yeah, Noreen said, Diana, you hold the camera and Leo catch the goat.
Exactly.
Just said my grandparents had a goat called Betty too, since I became from a goat name. I said, Leo, why would you bring Diana to a goat farm?
Exactly.
Why do you catch a goat? Hope it's not any ritual. LOL.
Catch a goat for sure, say my man. Gosh.
All right, guys.
Session.
I have to go.
No, before you go, I need to wish Mrs. South happy birthday. I think she's celebrating a major birthday down in Maypen. So happy birthday. It's June's South Robinson's mom. So happy birthday. And I have another friend, Shelley Slack. She's at Caribbean Airlines. Is my brethren, my flight attendant. What is the top flight attendant called? She's that. The person.
the one with chat?
No, the one who in charge of everybody else. The person. So, yes. Okay. So my person friend. Yeah, he'll up here for when we're on Caribbean Airlines.
Please shoot us your birthdays when it's coming around so we can.
Michelle? Any greetings? No comment, nothing, no warning about COVID?
Okay, everybody remember COVID is out of whack, plus the monkeypox.
Oh.
So be careful, people. Sanitize, social distance, wear your mask. Right?
All right, guys, take care. Have a wonderful evening.
Thanks.
Good
Take
night.
care.
Bye.
Good night.